group, guys. So all these groups are the best ones in the nation. So it's a big deal that we're nominated. I mean, you can vote every day. Vote once a day from every device you own. If you own a phone, vote from your phone. If you own a computer, vote from your computer. If you own an iPad, if you own a camera that can get on the internet, if you own a PlayStation, if you own an Xbox, if you own a Wii, remember to go vote every day from every device. Okay, you're gonna meet Stossel. You're gonna see his little Stossel stash. Why didn't we do Stossel stashes this year?
Can't it be?
Last year they did Stossel stash pictures. Remember? The Texas Farm of Freedom, we're hoping to have it at Baylor in April or May or March. So
That's the one in Waco?
And March 1st is when we're going to host.
oh, that's right, March 1st. Jordan Page, yeah.
So, and also possibly Tom Woods. That's what she told
The
me.
same time.
But the same day. It'll be a dual event. Tom Woods' speech, and host after that, it'll be Jordan's
rap. How's flyering going? Tell us about flyering.
Since a lot of people said that they could probably do it Thursdays, we could either do it after we're done eating tonight or a little while later to have people settle down on their stomach, but we really need to get more people helping us so we can hit more areas of the campus.
Go to our Facebook page, like us, group us, Twitter us, tweet us, go to our Tumblr. These rugs are not coercive.tumblr.com.
These rugs are not coercive.
Yeah.
There's monopolistic industries that, where there's some firms that hold that can change the market, but monopolies come out of government protection. Monopolies like the Postal Service. You cannot send first-class mail anywhere except the post office. You cannot use currency for legal purposes outside of the U.S. dollar. We are forced to buy protective services from our local government and national defense from our federal government. There's no competition in these markets. Now, you might point to like Walmart, but these are just big firms. I mean, Walmart competes with Target, Kroger. There's a number of, so.
I wanted to say, to add to Clint's point, that our American Revolution, the Boston Tea Party was a protest against a legal monopoly, the British East India Company, which the British government gave an exclusive right to sell tea without having taxes placed on them, while their competitors were subjected to the taxes. So the whole Boston Tea Party was them storming British East India ships and dumping their cargo over the sides.
That's kind of funny because remember there was a guy at our Libertarianism 101 meeting who said, what if a corporation goes over and takes over another country? And, that's what would happen in a Libertarian society. And the only example that I can think of a corporation actually going over and waging war against another country is the East India Trading Company, which did invade India, but it was backed by government.
Yep.
They were supported by it.
They had a legal exclusive monopoly given to them by the British.
So here's the question. Are people exploited? Is labor exploited? Even in the current system.
Well, isn't it that whole subjective value thing? Because if you don't think that your work is being fairly paid, you can always quit, or you can work not as hard.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
But does that exist currently? Because it's hard. How hard is it to get a job? You can't quit your job because you're not going to get another job if you don't.
right, but then your value of that work is going to change. You're going to say that you're going to put more or less value. I don't know which direction, but you're going to put according value with that work in the context of you can't find another job and you need money to survive. So, you have these factors that factor into subjective value, and then the wage is
just part of it. Well, there's so many distortions in the market that right now that the government has imposed on the market that make it so that employers or the bourgeois class, right? They have more power than the working class people. In
Yeah,
than buying the
it's
private
really
one,
expensive.
which is kind of ironic. How the working class has an unfair disadvantage against the upper class employers. There's infrastructure that the government forces us to purchase, so the roads,
Who uses the roads
I mean,
most?
just, where roads and bridges and all that stuff, who uses the roads the most? It's the corporations, okay? So, instead of having to pay for the use, the amount that you actually use the roads, we're all subsidizing the big corporations right now. I assure you that Walmart uses the roads to transport their products to and from market a lot more than we do just traveling to and from work, just as individuals. And so we have to pay a disproportionate amount comparatively based on the actual use of the roads. They should have to pay for how much they wear and tear the road. That's how a market works. Fortunately, it's not that way.
Joe McNulty.
Clint,
What is,
are you not like, you're essentially using the productivity of the roads that, the corporate Walmart uses when you buy the products? I don't see how that's necessarily a bad thing. Infrastructure that increases productivity is a good thing,
because it's
whether or
better,
not it's built by.
because it's
We're not
naturally destroying the
we're not attacking
marketplace.
productivity.
It's allowing a business to grow past what it would be naturally on the market.
So it
It
does.
destroys competition.
It's not that.
It does increase
increases
productivity.
and price.
It increases.
But it comes at a price.
And it's diffused.
We're experiencing the price right now in one form of climate change. You're seeing unnatural amounts of pollutants being let out into the environment because their activity is subsidized by the general public. So there is a natural, non-market-based level of output right now that would not be experienced otherwise. Robert knows that that we talked about last week suggested that if government didn't subsidize the activities of big corporations like they do now in forms of infrastructure, it would be the cost of doing what they do now would be prohibitively high. We should pay a higher price for things like gasoline, which would redirect resources towards alternative resources. Now, this sounds very left-wing and everything, but this is what a truly free market would bring about. It would bring about a healthier environment. It would bring about the goals that the left actually wants to achieve. Instead, they want to use government, when in fact it is government, it is regulations that have created the problems that they seek to destroy or eradicate.
They like auction off areas of land to destroy. Or they say you have this amount of time to destroy it.
And the other thing is you gotta look at it in cents of dollars. Every dollar that government gives a business in a subsidy is a dollar that could have gone somewhere else in the economy had it been not spent there. And if you leave it up to the market to make those types of decisions on where to spend dollars instead of government, where to spend capital, it'll be driven not by policymakers, but by the simple laws of supply and demand. And demand is value is something that's subjective based on each person's individual demand. And that's what would happen if you left up the market instead of policymakers to decide how capital is spent.
If in a free market, what you produce or whatever, like the value you produce is like what you earn or what you receive, and you're able to produce up to your fullest means, isn't exploitation being prevented from reaching your fullest means, by force? Because if what you produce is the value, is your value, then that's what you should receive, and so the only true exploitation is being prevented from reaching your maximum potential.
Yes.
I want to go back to monopolies real quick because I think it's a fascinating subject. In a free market, it's possible that you will have a monopoly. And I know I said you never see